Hey YouTube, as the title said, 16 straight Legend season with this team in the Evolution Cup. Hakmo-o, Vigoroth, Golbat. So I used Vigoroth, Golbat in the previous two videos as well because they're very, very strong combo together, right? Um, the worst thing you're going to see for the backline is a charge bug. But outside of that, like Vigoroth's going to have problems with fighters and Golbat takes care of that. Golbat's going to have problems with like ice and Vigoroth take care of that. They both do okay against dragons, right? So it's a very straightforward, easy combo there. So my first team I used Charge Bug because I knew that Vigoroth, Golbat, Core were everywhere, so Charge Bug was a core breaker. So I used that and it worked well. But then I'm like, let's go with one of the dragons because the dragons are usually safe. I used Dragonair, and it did well. Like it did its job. Got up to like 2950. And then I went up to Hakmo-o once, and I'm like, Hakmo is interesting because it's got a fighting type, so it has a brick break that can hit super effective against Vigoroth. You also have a lot more bulk than the other dragons, and Vigoroth and Golbat, Shadow Golbat are already kind of glassy. So having a dragon that still does the dragon damage with a half fighter that can deal with Vigoroth that has more bulk and is an absolute wall to Charger Bug because Bug is resisted by the fighting and the electric is resisted by the dragon. So it's a wall to that Pokemon. So it just made sense. Team worked very, very well. Let's look at some battles. Charge Bug right on the lead. It has nothing to throw at me. So they're staying in. Dragon Tails are chunking. I don't know why they're staying in. Again, if this cup is so limited, right? So they could very much be running my first team. Charge Bug, Golbat, Vigoroth. And I guess Golbat would be your best answer because I'm a half fighter. So they're throwing just resistant moves. I'm going to come out with energy and switch here. So great combo to have. Yeah, I'm almost at 2 moves now, right? So no matter what comes in, Vigoroth, hello. Here is your super effective Brick Break. Now, despite being same type attack bonus, Brick Break is a terrible, terrible move as you're going to see here. I don't even think it does 50% on Vigoroth. Okay, it's just about 50, right? Actually, those Dragon Tails are probably adding up more than 50%, like more to get the 50%. So it's probably less than 50%. It's a bad move. Brick Break is such a bad move. So just keep that in mind when you're using it. The majority of the time, you will just go straight Dragon Claw. And as I do, I like to look up stats on this because it's important to know, like, why would you ever throw one move over the other? Hakmo, Dragon Claw, and Brick Break are both 35 energy. The trade-off is Dragon Claw is 60 damage for 1.71 damage per energy, and a Brick Break is only 48 for 1.37. So a really, really bad move. You are same energy, so you're only throwing it into super effective matchups like the Vigoroth. So this is actually one of the worst leads you're going to see because this thing is tanky and it gets to these ice punches very, very quickly. And these ice punches do well over 50%. So they're going to get to the next move before you get to the next move because it's 4-3 for them. And I remember being like, okay, maybe I can just farm down, right? The bug has been fixed. Right, so so what I should have known it is this 4-3-3. Like that's just me not knowing counts. I do now, having played this matchup. Again, I don't know Dusclops moves in general. So okay, down 2 shields, not ideal. Have energy. Let's start spamming here. So this should grab the 1 shield, and I'm not going to get countered down. So I'll probably go straight Vigoroth or Golbat. Now I'll get countered down. I wasn't going to get countered down if they shielded. But I don't need to switch lock myself if I don't need to. Like, if they were to shield that, then I wouldn't get countered down with Hakmo. I would have came in straight Vigoroth or Golbat. But they are going to allow me to... they're not going to shield. I'll just take the switch. And this is where my opponent threw this game. There's no reason to not shield that. They're in fast move damage range. I know the thought process. The thought process is I don't want to shield the first Poison Fang because the next Poison Fang is going to hurt more. But you're dealing with you're a pretty glassy Pokemon to look like at the start. And the second thing is you're dealing with a fast move damage Pokemon, realistically, of Vigoroth, right? So the wing attacks and counters are going to add up if your defense is lowered by 1 already. So bad lead, but not one that you can immediately run from, I don't think. Because Vigoroth has a bad matchup, and then Golbat, you're behind on energy, and then it's a bait game, and I don't love that either. So I'm willing to stay in a losing matchup here. Grab the shield. Once I grab the shield, then I can switch it up. Again, I do like Golbat a lot as a safe swap. Like, I know everyone's using Vigoroth as a safe swap. I like Golbat. Do get baited with Poison Fang. That's okay. I'll farm up a bit, throw the thing, and they catch it on Vigoroth. So nice catch by my opponent. I'm definitely getting outplayed right now. Got baited, got caught on. Not a recipe for success in a matchup. They could get to a rock slide. So now the question is, do I think it's a rock slide? And if I do, is it worth the shield? They end up just being able to go straight body slam, but not enough to take me out. So I will get this move off. If they let it go, they could just come back and farm with Golbat 1 here. Yeah, not surprising. Where do I go here? Vigoroth. Vigoroth and then reset here. Or I throw the body slam and then reset. I feel like I should have got out of here quicker. Because now I have to... Yeah, this is not a good matchup for me. I don't think you can stay in there like that. I think... I don't mind taking the first one. And now I just get hit with a shielded... Primate and who wins CMP here. So this game's over. Yeah, I don't think you can stay in like the way I did there. I think you either come Hakmo-o and just take the super effective wing attacks, but actually do neutral with the body slams. I mean the Dragon Tails, or you come in, counter, get some energy, take one move, and then reset and go Hakmo-o. But just like doing resisted counters ain't it. This is a tough one. And this one I remember immediately, like, okay, Hakmo-o has absolutely zero play against Togetic. Even though Vigoroth doesn't have amazing play, I need to combo Togetic with Vigoroth and Golbat. So I am, even though taking Super Effective from Chansey sucks, but even though I am taking Super Effective from the Confusions and they have a Psychic. But now I just lowered its defense for the 3rd time. And this takes so long to get to the moves. I know that I can just flip switch here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. End up shielding, just throwing this right away to lower their defense for the 4th time. And now it's essentially mine for the taking. So I can just commit to the farm down a shield, have energy. Vigoroth comes in. I'm going to take one here. Let's see I think I'm probably going to come straight Vigoroth, if I remember. Or hit this catch on the Vigoroth. Yeah, it's not a bad idea either. Making sure you have a couple Poison Fangs. Or close to a couple loaded. And now they come in here. These moves come quick. And I'm already down to like 60%. So, I was supposed to say, please don't boost. I think it's worth just going straight Body Slam because I have a Poison Fang, right? So if I can chip this within Poison Fang range, I should be good. So they load, take me out, but I grab one shield, which now means Fairy Wind is resisted. These Poison Fangs will do super effective. It's enough that I can now basically Dragon Claw it. Unless they reset, and then it'll be a little trickier. We CMP there. I expect a reset on them, because that would be smart. So they're not restarting right away, which I don't agree with, because what you essentially let me do is, your defense is 2 times lowered. These Dragon Tails do nothing to you in an even matchup here, right? Like 2 you saw there did absolutely nothing, and this Dragon Claw is going to do nothing. But Dragon Tails 2 times lowered did enough to put you in that range. So I think you have to take that like reset right away. This Pokemon is everywhere. Dragonair comes in. This is the problem with them. Dragonair versus Hakmo-o. Hakmo-o wins, gets to the move, I think first. Anyways, plus these Dragon Tails out hit Dragon Breath. So you win in an even. So I don't need to rush out of here. I'll just stay in here, keep switch, have a little bit of energy, have alignment wherever I want it. But this fire Pokemon is everywhere. You know, super effective against Charge-a-Bug with your Incinerates. Okay-ish bulk. Fairy type move for fighters. Crunch isn't, or this one's using Flamethrower. Others I've seen use Crunch. Obviously Incinerate got the buff. I don't know. I never seem to have problems with this Pokemon when I went against it. Again, you're throwing like non-stab Disarming Voices, non-stab Crunches. Will shield to try and get at least one more wing attack off to put it a little lower here. 2 wing attacks because the 2 versus 3 move there. And is it enough to take out? No, I live. Take it low enough though that I can counter down. And this is the problem with long-term moves, right? I essentially beat that because their 3-turn move isn't going to do anything before I get my counter off, and a 5-turn move isn't going to register before I get my counter off. So taking that out. This one, I'm like, I know this thing charges so fast. I think they're going to get to a second one. I'm not positive, but I think they're going to get to a second one. So I just throw right away, and they do have a second one here. So I'm glad I could just grab one shield. And again, come out with some energy. Get this off. If they let it go, maybe Vigoroth. I can come either or. Yeah, if they let it go Vigoroth, I think makes the most sense because counter damage is super effective. So yes, they'll get to a body slam. Can I counter down before they get to the next one? I'll probably throw out 4 if I can't. Yeah, I'll throw out 4. Okay, 3, that's fine. 3 or 4 counters to force a shield or take them out. We'll take them out. Haunter Claws aren't going to do anything, so you probably have to show what your last Pokemon is. And it is a Piloswine. So this is good to chip. Bad, your double weak to ice. I didn't even talk about that. Someone's probably already commented that. First of all, ice is not good in this meta. Like a lot of the dragons can just like take ice pretty, not like take ice moves, but like your dragon damage is so much already that, especially with Hakmo, which Brick Break does super effective against ice, you can just like stay in the matchup and do fine. You'll probably lose, but like all these ice Pokemon, they don't have fast ice moves. I think this is where I blow Legend. Yeah, this is where I blow Legend. They don't have ice moves. Like Celio doesn't have, I mean, they have Aurora Beam on Celio and they have Avalanche, but it's slow to get to is what I'm trying to say, as opposed to just like taking the damage from Dragon Tail and Dragon Breath. Okay, so I think having a shield here is maybe what cost me the game. I want to keep switch because, again, Charge-a-Bug has nothing to throw at Hakmo. So it looks like they're just going to go 2 shield whatever's in the back, and good timing on their throwing before I get to a move. Again, I'll get to the Hakmo. It just depends what's in the back. I'm burning the switch clock because I did stay in a little longer. So they're going to be out before me. And it's a golbat. This is where it always is tricky. Because they're going to have an energy advantage and it's going to be after a shield, even shield. So now it's just like they're going to outpace me. It's a bait game. Are they going to Poison Fang? Are they going to Shadow Ball? I think I call a Shadow Ball and I get hit with a Shadow Ball. So I'm just like, let's just lower their defense. Maybe I can just combo Wing Attack, Dragon Tail, and then Charge-a-Bug can't do anything. So there's one. But now the Poison Fang's going to come through. I got Shield. I got to hope for a Farm Down. But once this Poison Fang lands, and these Wing Attacks do super effective, I am now in range. So had I known, this is where I lost it right here. So that Volt Switch went through to get them energy, right? Had I known what their count was, which I don't because I don't count, I could have gone 1 Dragon Tail and then chunked that damage and then Dragon Claw. But instead I just went straight Dragon Claw because I don't know how much energy they have because I don't count. And what happens is they live with 1 HP and get to a move. And this cost me the 5th loss on a set, my first loss on a set of 5. So this was number 5, and it got me to 29.96. So I probably should have hit legend one set earlier, but don't count. And don't know how to throw apparently. 29.96. So blowing that one, not counting. And I'm like, oh no, am I gonna lose legend because I don't know how to, because I don't count or whatever. And then I went 5-0. So it was very anticlimactic after. Like I said, I ran really hard with this team. I don't know what happened here. I got a shield and took switch, which is not expected, and a move here. So there's a couple more battles, and then the legend battle, which was even easier. So I went 5-0, and then 29.96 to 30.70. So it was pretty anticlimactic overall, because I ran a lot in this meta, this very, very, very stupid meta. Anyways, let's let the final battles play out. Celio, this is probably one I'll talk about, and then I think the legend matchup is next, and it's a pretty easy matchup. So again, Celio does have Aurora Beam, but it takes a while to get to. So I will get to a Brick Bait first and do super effective. And these Dragon Tails are chunking. So now I have a decision to make. Is it worth shielding, or can I just go straight Vigoroth after? So I let this go. They take me out. Don't even take me out with an ice move, right? That's kind of the sneakiness bulk of it's kind of the sneaky bulk of Hakmo-o compared to other dragons. So they don't shield. I probably will shield in case it is a rock slide. I'm actually hoping it is a rock slide, because now I will throw and force them to shield, or they're probably going to come in thinking like, oh, you're double weak to ice, but the damage is already done here. And I'm going to outpace you because you just dropped your Aurora Beam, and it's not going to come anytime soon. And they shield, and I'm like, I bet you I can just, if they go straight Aurora Beam too, I can just shield them far down. So they do go Body Slam, which probably means they go to another one. Yeah, so it's a good bait there. But I'm trying to stay in to get this Poison Fang off, because it would do a bunch. And now they have a counter user in the back, so I'm going to chunk here, force them to throw energy. But their defense is now lowered, and the wing attack has added up, that I can just go straight Body Slam. And I do get to, no, I don't get to move first. But I think they just throw Night Slash, and it's not enough to take me out. So Body Slam with the defense lowered will take this out, and I counter down for the win. Coming up here. And I got 55 seconds to do another the whole legend battle. Lost lead here. They're not getting out. They have a dragon. I think I wing attack down. I think I wing attack, win this matchup, come out with energy, and then they auto quit. So just going to commit the shield, come out with 1.5 Poison Fangs, and I think they top left. So flip switch, 2 Poison Fangs. I'm pretty sure they just top left, realizing I just flip switch on your Togetic. And that's a 5-0, and that's 16th legend. And stay tuned for this afternoon when I talk about what happened after this legend run. And that was not playing all my sets for the first time ever. So you can see right up there. So 3070. I'm pausing the thing. I don't know if you can truly see it, but that says 38,895 battles. What that means is I've done the first 2 seasons. It was actually locked. First 2 or 3 seasons was locked behind walking. So for those of you who weren't around back then, you had to walk 2 or 3 kilometers to unlock a set. So if you didn't walk 10 to 15 kilometers in a day, you couldn't do all 5 sets. Then they eventually removed it. And since that day, as long as I've had internet connection, because there's a day or two when I was in rural areas without internet connection. If I have had internet connection, I have done all my sets every single day since season 3 or 4 when they dropped the walk-in requirements. After I hit legend, this was 20 battles in, so 4 sets on the day. I did 2 more sets to get to 30, maybe 3 sets to get to 35 battles out of 100, and I didn't do another one, and I couldn't care less. And I'm going to talk about how I'm going to tell it at the beginning of the end, because that's essentially what it is for me in this game, because it's getting to the point of like I'm not caring about a lot of things in this game, but we'll talk about that this afternoon. Anyways, that was my legend run. Got the pose. It's a stupid pose. I I really don't like the pose. I put it on my I usually change it just to the new pose, just to be like, hey, I got it. I really don't like the pose. It's kind of a weird one. Anyways, that is it. That's the legend team. If you're gonna play this week, cool. I do have a couple other teams. Immediately after this, I went with like a triple dragon team just for like a quick, and then I'm doing like a quasi fast move damage one with a graveler with rock throw. So you will see a couple more teams this week, just to keep that going. Yeah, that is it. So I am happy to hit legend. It is something that I still grind for every season. But outside of like the videos and hitting legend, the battling in itself is not what it used to be for me. And I don't know if it's like meta or I'm just getting still the game. We'll talk this afternoon. Anyways, that's it. And by talk, I mean I'll rant and you'll listen and comment. That is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.